Hey guys, in this video I just wanted to show you an opening trap with the Geet opening. And so that starts with knight c3, and the most common response, let's go to lead chess, is d5. And after you go e3, as you can see, like e5 is very common. After e5, surprisingly, like if you get this position, you should know queen h5 like every time. It's the best move, and it has a really good percentage, win percentage on the late chess database, and it's been played in some master games. And as you can see, it usually ends in a draw because it's like pretty much zeros. But it gives you a good end game, even if black knows what they're doing. So here you go, queen h5. I can turn on the engine too, just to show possible moves. And a lot of times people go knight c6, which is fine, but black can actually just gambit the pawn and then get an attack on the queen. And as you'll see is that like if they go knight c6, it just gives white the initiative with bishop b5, pinning the knight, threatening to take because of the pin. After queen d6, which is very common, and bishop d6 here. I think after bishop d6, yeah, that just gives up a pawn here on d5. But this is pretty common, and then knight f6 is pretty good. Again, you're giving up the pawn, but it's a little different since there's already this pin. But anyway, here, surprisingly, like in the master database, people have gone d4. And I think I found in a database that there have been games with knight f3, but it's not on the lead chess database, so it's not played a lot. But knight f3 is the best move. And only move to hold on to this pawn is to push it. So after e4, I can just show you real quick. After e4, knight is attacked, so like you can't just take, or you're just gonna lose the knight, unfortunately. So you don't have time. So you have to give this check. If takes, you take, and there's this pin. And I mean, I can show the line a little bit more. So after check, like, there's actually a lot of options for black. But say here you take, they'll take back, and then you go knight d4. And again, there's this pin, but they go knight here, and black's fine. You can take, and you can go b3, you can go a3, you can go back, you can castle. A lot of options for white. It's a little bit better for black, but like this pawn is doubled. And but black has a little bit more space and a little bit more lead in development, as this bishop is going to have a hard time getting the game. Like it takes a little bit extra moves, so black's a little bit better. But as you can see, like in the lead chess database, like black scores pretty well. But even if you get this position, it's an endgame, so you could improve your endgame skills with this. But what's interesting, so let's go to the game, right? So they just play bishop d7 and just giving up the pawn, but they've already spent a minute and 30 seconds. Now, I took a bit too much time. I should have just snapped taken, but I was trying to remember, because like I just started playing this. Like I was analyzing openings, trying to find something like interesting with the Van Geet opening, since it's kind of like it provokes d5 and d4. And the lines where you go knight f3 and provoke, that doesn't really look good. So, but I found this line after e3. I'll show like the main issue with this opening if black knows what they're doing. But anyway, in the game, I just take, win the pawn, and I don't play super accurately. I take the bishop, just develop, and try not to blunder anything with the knights and like the rooks. So I just try to play solid, kind of give up a little bit of my advantage. I just trade the knights because knights are sometimes tricky, but I didn't need to do that. I mean, pawns are doing a good job of shutting everything down. But I was worried about like c4, but it's not like it's anything bad. But yeah, so I don't play accurate, and yeah, d4 was not very good at all. I should have just like kept my position. Knight f4 would have been good. So I pretty much give up my advantage, even though I'm up a pawn. There's a4 here with the rooks, or with these two rooks attacking here. So I ignore. And here there's back rank issues. So if takes, I can take, and there's back rank issues, so I don't immediately lose a pawn. But I should eventually lose my extra pawn, even though there's a back rank. This allows b4, and I just defend, trying to double up. And here I saw this pretty much immediately, but we're both low on time. But I go rook d3, because if I don't, there's takes and there's this pin. But here I can like here I should have just immediately doubled up, I think. But I think I just bring my king, and then I decided to double up because I didn't want to give up this pawn. And then my position was just completely winning, and they blundered mate one, like they self-mated. The rook took the only square, so then I got mate. And then let me show the other two games I've gotten like good positions. So I get like a similar position. Same person plays bishop d7, and in this one I play a little bit differently, like a little bit more accurately. And I think this one this is my second game, so like I knew that like instead of like castling, which I did last game, it's not as good. So I just went king f2 because that was like one of the best moves. Just like I usually just analyze my games after I play them most times, not every time. And yeah, I did play knight f4, but apparently it wasn't like the best move. Should just like keep expanding on the side, because bishop could have taken, and then like there was push, and I allowed some counterplay with this early knight f4, but luckily since I'm up a pawn, I even blundered my pawn. I got into a bit of trouble. Blundered the pawn, like I blundered my advantage. But here, like they played really badly. They just gave up a pawn, and then like I think they just kept giving up stuff. Like they didn't play this check. I thought they were gonna play it. Then they just allowed me to trade. I was worried about some mating net, so I played h4, but I don't know if it really helped. Just trying to trade rooks. I mean, this is pretty easy to win, so then I just keep pushing the pawns, and they resigned, I think. Yeah. And then third game I got was pretty smooth. I almost blundered at the end, but I think they were low on time. But this game they pushed, and I like never analyzed it with an engine, but I just assumed you go 94, because like I was looking at it, just like waiting. Like in that one, might have even, I think it was even this game. Like they took a long time to think, so I was like, they might go d4, but I just go here. And then after here, you just take the pawn and trade, and now your knights are active. Pawn's hanging. There's the pin. So you don't have to take right away. I just take there. Take the bishop. There's still the pin, so I give a check. I go here. I was playing pretty smoothly. But I kind of gave my advantage a bit, I guess, here. Yeah, I immediately saw d5. Like I played that instantly. This was a bit inaccurate. Apparently I should have taken, but I just thought like if I go there first, I just thought my bishop was better on this square, but I guess what was the move here? I mean, it's still good, but I guess if like the rook goes there, I can't take because takes and rook is activated. They went here, and I thought like I messed this up with like king takes. Yeah, I just tried playing solid, but I did blunder the pawn because like there's this pin, right? And here I should have gone like king f1 because I wasn't thinking about this pin. So like this knight can't even move. But let's dismiss that. And so here I was prepared to just trade. I thought it was just a fancy trade, and I would still be up a pawn. But apparently it's drawing. But they blundered. They take the bishop, not realizing that this is check. If this wasn't check, I think I wouldn't be losing. Like I could just move the rook, I guess, but then I lose a pawn. If like b3, yeah, it doesn't lose, but it's drawing because these rooks are gonna always cause problems with the king, and usually like if the two rooks stay on the board, usually like even if you're up a pawn, usually the other player can draw. But this is check, so I'll just take the rook, and after it takes, I'll be up a whole rook. So yeah, if here was if something like this, still there is there's b4, and then there's a check. Like here, I can just take, and if here, this is check. So yeah, this rook's defended, which is key. And then let me just go back to the beginning, and now I will. Okay. There we go. So now I just want to show what black can do if they know what they're doing. The main issue with this idea of e3 is that so e5 is actually no good. I haven't really gotten it in a game. Apparently I lost a game with e5. Oh yeah, I lost the game where they played knight f6. Yeah, so if they play the gambiting line, it's pretty difficult for white. I can just show you what you should do. So what I did was play check, but you shouldn't do that. I think here queen f3, knight b5. I think it was either queen f4 or b3. I think b3 c5 is a good idea. So then once they commit this pawn, if they just castle, I think you can rotate the knight and stuff. But I can't remember exactly. Queen f4 is a weird move, but like the queen gets attacked, so it's just kind of difficult. So if you want to really make sure, I should really actually just myself like analyze what white should do in this position if they gambit the pawn. It's kind of like the kitty counter gambit in the wayward attack, but I think it's a little bit better for black. But anyway, the main issue is actually c5, and you can play the check and trade, right? And then go like d4 and just play like a simple game. But black will always be a little bit better with the pressure on this pawn. And I think if you play d4 right away, you could get like maybe a little bit of a better position. But again, you just like black gets like a good position. And yeah, there is this position where you want to retreat. So, but surprisingly, people don't go c5. Like I think even in the Masters database, they don't go c5 for some reason. Only 2 games in the Lead Chess Master database, and then like even I guess on Lead Chess, c5's been played quite a bit. And what? Bishop g4? Isn't that just blunder a pawn? Let's go. What is this? This is bullet. I would assume this is like bullet. Yeah, this is all bullet. Bullet trick. But that's quite a bit of games of bishop g4. I was like, why did that score well? g6. Yeah, and black has so many options. So But yeah, that's pretty much gonna do it for this video, guys. I like, it's actually amazing that I got quite a bit of games with this line that I analyzed. So yeah, let me know if you guys try it and get a successful game with this like kind of trap opening like trap. And yeah, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.